news tonight. Vice President inaugurates Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Way commends FCT Minister on all projects in the FCT. And workers weigh in on the ongoing minimum wage negotiations.
Hello and welcome to the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitubo. You can follow this news live on NTA Channel 5, Abuja, that is on YouTube. Now to the news proper. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the appointment of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, despite party differences, has brought significant impact to the present administration. Vice President Shettima stated this at the official inauguration of the Inner Southern Expressway, the Outer Southern Expressway known as Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Way. Aisha Obali tells us more.
This is the fourth in the roll of projects being commissioned by Mr. President. And today we are here at the Outer Southern Expressway, which is known as OSES. Yeah, this road is very, very crucial to Abuja road network as it links up to the Inner Southern Expressway known as ISES through the Southern Parkway. But something very important about this road is that it has 4 overpasses and 3 pedestrian bridges.
The project is about 6.28 kilometers, linking 5 roads all named after past presidents of Nigeria. And the overview by the Executive Secretary FCDA Hadi Ahmed, the rehabilitation and expansion is not only giving FCT a facelift, but most importantly, fulfilling the infrastructural mandate of the present administration. As the Minister of State FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, says this has facilitated economic growth.
And hard work have made this project a resounding success, benefiting everyone who calls our city home.
FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says since 2013 the project was awarded, it has lingered till the coming of the President Tinubu administration, who gave a mandate that all projects must be completed.
For those who think that it is a bare talk, if you come to Abuja, you will know that the Youth agenda is really true, and that is what we are enjoying today.
The President, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, says the administration will continue to provide an enabling environment to stimulate businesses at both private and public sectors. And this can only happen through provision of good road networks.
Under Wike's leadership, we have witnessed remarkable strides in infrastructure development, urban planning and sustainable growth in the nation's capital. Under Wike, we have proved to the world that what counts is leadership, and what this nation needs is quality leadership.
Before December, the FCTA promises to commission more projects within the area councils. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
The suspension of the organized labor nationwide strike for 1 week has continued to generate reactions from the public. Kama engaged workers on their contributions to the ongoing tripartite National Minimum Wage Committee meeting.
I'm bringing you the latest developments on the ongoing strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress after 2 days of industrial action demanding an increase in the minimum wage for workers. Organized Labour has decided to relax the strike for a period of 1 week. Following the crucial meeting with the federal government on Monday, the organized labour groups comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) have reached a pivotal decision. They have agreed to hold an emergency joint National Executive Council meeting to address the pressing issues at hand. Meanwhile, organized labour is preparing to resume negotiations at the tripartite National Minimum Wage Committee meeting. This critical round of discussions will seek to find common ground and address the core demands put forth by the labour unions.
If they continue with the strike, it will definitely affect the economy. But I still support them. In as much as they are pressing for their demands, which is justifiable, I want them to handle it with a human face.
So why not federal government should listen to us, and then the negotiation is going on with a human face, so that Nigerian civil servant will have something to at least to cater for their children.
They say the road ahead may be challenging, but the resolve to find lasting solutions remains unwavering. Kama, NTA News.
The FCT Education Secretariat says the FCT administration has noted grey areas to improve upon when planning for the future examinations in the FCT. This was stated during the monitoring of the FCT Basic Education Certificate Examination for junior secondary school students. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni tells us more.
Despite the indefinite industrial action declared by the organized labor, the FCT Education Secretariat on standby and successfully commenced the 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examination for the FCT public and private junior secondary school students. Directors from the Education Secretariat, in addition to Director FCT Education Resource Center, Nimat Abdurrahim, advised both supervisors and candidates to shun any act capable of undermining the integrity of the examination body. Candidates who sat for the examination say they are prepared to step into a new phase of study.
Immediately I came back from where I was working, like the work I do, I just started reading because I know that eventually they will call off the strike and we'll write our work. So there will not be time for any revision. That is why I read my book.
I was prepared because despite there was strikes, I don't want to miss my exam, so I was still prepared.
It was my practical agricultural examination and it was very fine.
Why is it very fine?
Because we already taught and the specimens were quite easy to understand and the questions were okay and everything that we read and came out.
I read for the examination and it turned out easy.
The education experts say the rules and regulations governing the conduct of the FCT Basic Education Certificate Examination must be obeyed by all stakeholders. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Operations FCT Command, Mode Magawata, says security service in the Federal Capital Territory is modeling the way forward for other states to follow. He made the assertion while responding to questions on the security check program called the police on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Onoti Yakubu has details.
Due to the constant review.
The Assistant Commissioner of Police noted that the security agencies in the nation's capital are continuously intensifying strategies towards controlling the excesses of criminal activities. Mode Magawata disclosed that to this effect, the command is initiating strategic operational recalibration with the introduction of advanced technical warfare through the use of combat assault platforms.
Well, the APC there, we have just gotten to receive that APC just recently, just for us to ensure that all the bandits and the criminality within the FCT are to reduce to the zero level.
The senior police officer said the command's formations are constantly carrying out raids to rid the territory of negative elements.
All the Assistant Commissioner of Police of 36 states assembled in this FCT, and we had a 3-day seminar on how the school will be protected. Yes, and after then there's what we call security and response management systems. Yes, so those systems will be installed across the 6 area councils, and the area command, manned by police officers that were trained from the command control center for Sekota.
I want to first appreciate the Nigerian police, especially one in Abuja here.
Okay. Residents who called in on the live program commended the efforts of the police in the territory for the relative improvement, urging for sustenance in the fight. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The prayer of believers of the Gospel of Jesus Christ is the grace to finish well on earth. This was the thrust of the sermon by Reverend Joseph Eton of the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria during a service of songs in honor of late Ichie Chukwu Idam, a one-time Federal Capital Development Authority Acting Director, Education. Odiri Ogboru Arutere reports that his love for education and God was dominant during the service.
This is my song.
Call it a praise and thanksgiving night, and you'll not be wrong. It was a gathering to sing praises to God Almighty in reflection of the lifestyle of late Isiche Chukwu Ndem Chukwu, the departed octogenarian, who many described as a light following his outstanding performances while he was in service. He said to have established schools across area councils of the FCT.
In the journey of public service, some of you are here, you need grace to finish. In the journey of business, you need grace to finish.
He is a pioneer of education in my place. He's one of the first graduates from ABU at home, and he's one of the first directors of education in FCT. So he has been a rallying point for all educationists beyond our place, Amasre.
The church prayed for the repose of the soul of Isiche Chukwu Ndem Chukwu, who aside his many achievements, worked in the vineyard of the Lord through the act of giving, particularly to the poor.
My heart and the land was for you.
Family members and friends of late Isiche Chukwu Ndem Chukwu say he will be really missed for his love and support for education of every child in the society.
One of the legacies he left was the legacy of reading. He was a voracious reader, and he had a big library. He kept reading and reading and reading. I want to emulate that spirit from him.
He was my father. He taught me practically everything I know. I'm a journalist today thanks to my dad, because he saw something in me and he encouraged me. And he was one father that did not discriminate between the boy child and the girl child.
Grandpa took care of people. There were times we were more than 25 at home per time. His biological children were just 6, right? But there were children at every point.
Isiche Chukwu Ndem Chukwu was a teacher and retired as acting director education of the FCDA. He survived by many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, among whom is Joy Ndem, a member of FCT NUJ. Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
World Environment Day is the largest international event focused on the environment, coordinated by the UN Environment Programme. Millions of people from government, businesses, civil society, and educational institutions participate annually to raise awareness and take action on environmental issues aiming to protect the planet's future. Asabe Williams in this special report looks at the theme, Our Land, Our Future.
Statistics indicate that currently up to 40% of the world's land is degraded, impacting around 3.2 billion people globally due to desertification. Moreover, projections are that by 2050, over 3/4 of the world's population will be affected by drought.
When you look at, even in our public places, you see people urinating, you see people defecating. Most of the sanitation diseases are preventable, like the waterborne diseases. If we are able to really defecate in a safe and approved facility for the disposal, we won't be having this economic hardship of spending so much money in the course of hospitalization.
Nigeria has its fair share of a degraded environment. Environmentalists list the contending issues to include poor management of environment with refuse heaps, which cause diseases, uncleared gutters and drainages as breeding ground for mosquitoes. Other challenges to the environment are open-air defecation, which is the theme for this year's World Environment Day is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
And for stories trending in the sports world, here is Sports Brief.
The Nigerian Basketball Federation (NBBF) has invited 20 players for the Tigers as they are set to open its first phase camp in the FCT, Abuja, in preparation for the 2024 Olympics in Paris, France. FIBA Women's Afro Basketball champions Murjanatu Musa, Ifunaya Okoro and Nkem Akarewe headlined the 20-man list for the Tigers. However, home-based players like Regina Dunanu, Wandu Hembam and Agatha Tenadu, who have recently maintained national dominance, are enlisted. Meanwhile, only 2 clubs from the country's Allied Division can reach the semi-finals of this year's President's Federation Cup competition, with 2 of the surviving trio, Sunshine Stars and Kano Pillars, going headlong against each other in one of the quarter-final duels scheduled for the Federal Capital. The venue is to be Area 3 Stadium, where one of the MPFL teams must bite the dust, paving way for the other to progress to the last 4. The other MPFL side, Abia Warriors, are up against giant killer Sokoto United at the NFF FIFA Gold Project Field inside the MKO Abiola National Stadium complex. Sokoto United eliminated 2-time CAF Champion League winners Eyimba FC in round of 16. El Kanaki and KB United tango at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dugu, NTA News.
And sports concludes the news in English. Up next, translations. Have a good night rest. I am Mariam George Jitbo.
Yuzo wawe nwonana iwo abeda zaza isha ndaje zuma woniye wagoba ngai bajiza mbedai wachige atakpe manaye no fani ba pe wawan eshin chidogoda waganga minister kinzinaya no abaga yelson wuke we dudu ndna no patu deyin kola be ndnajin ko chekwe be na apyeyi no gwamnati ye Aisha Uba Ali Nwale Shabawa be na bedai waganga chidogoda majin we dade no nsai wo be jin we bu sokoluko ya no ajidna no nsai no kinzinna no ayikolege good luck ebele Jonathan sokoluko yin Maintenant lo bedogun a gwamnati tunisian mba be ku ngage à la fois le beau ba nje ngage al jezebe a tunisian ba na ba ge aga ainu afi gban kakara yin aza mwa beye ba ku ebeda boye ba ngage de jinjin ko wulo nge azo ko wani wuji ama na tuko pe kama wela bisheba no a gwamnati a tunisian da aba na bai wawo oba mba dalo nchedo bugai ntuko tunu asesebo no ajinlo aise na bage abe agwamnati atinjin ajuyin azagban bagage asena ba sein baji ewu gwamnati yelo nge ajinbe behe nzagbaidna mme beje yekpezanya ayakpenya atinjin bayan nanu okinzinna bagage bakuje aba nu baba dna bache mana mwana be osa nu abeje mumuye ka piaka che nanu agbede nu mbabelen Hadiza Godwin ebune nwale sheba be na bedai wagenge agnabie nu ayepezan ba be dade nu sai mba kun sheba che no ayepe zan zazai aba ba je she abi labalo ba ka mumuye nwu ntigana owo afi mpokun oiga aza ayo kanu pepepe nje bi jisasi abogwa olelainu saisu.
Masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka a takaice ga wasu daga cikin misalan labaranmu ne mai karantawa Yusuf Yakub. Ministan mataimakin shugaban ƙasa Kashim Shettima ya ce na Nyesom Wike a matsayin ministan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja duk da bambancin jam'iyya ya kawo ci gaba mai muhimmanci ga gwamnatin nan. Wakilar Aisha Ubali ta labarta mana cewa Kashim Shettima ya bayyana haka ne a yayin kaddamar da titin Goodluck Jonathan a hukumance domin amfanin al'umma da ci gaban babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja. Janye yajin aikin da ƙungiyoyin ƙodago suka yi ya haifar da cece-kuce da ra'ayi mabambanta a tsakanin al'ummar ƙasa. Domin jin yadda ra'ayoyin 'yan ƙasa akan lamarin ya kasance, wakilin Makama ya shaida mana cewa yawancin 'yan ƙasa sun yaba da yunƙurin ƙungiyoyin na samar musu da sauƙin rayuwa, a yayin da wasu suka bayyana fatansu na samar da maslaha da tattaunawa akan lamarin. Sakatariyar ilimi ta babban birnin tarayya Abuja ta ce hukumar birnin tarayya Abuja ta lura da wasu ɓangarori da za ta bunƙasa su a fannin ilimi a nan gaba. Wakilar Hadiza Godwin Ibn ta rawaito mana cewa jami'an sakatariyar sun bayyana haka ne a lokacin da suka duba jarabawar ɗaliban makarantun ƙananan sakandare na nan birnin tarayya Abuja. Abin da ya sauka kenan a labaran namu ne, sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu kwana lafiya.
Ekele m gị n'ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Onu. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Osote onye isi ala anyị Kashim Shettima ekwuola na ịhọpụta Nyesom Wike dịka minista n'isi ala anyị n'agbanyeghị otu ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị ọ nọ n'ime ya abụrụla nke mịtara ezigbo mkpụrụ na ọchịchị ha. Aisha Ubali wetara akụkọ na osote onye isi ala anyị kwupụtara nke a mgbe ha gbabere okporo ụzọ akpọrọ okporo ụzọ Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Nkwụsịtụ akwụsịrị abụba ọrụ nke otu na-ahụ maka ọrụ n'ala anyị chịkọbara abụrụla ihe kpalitere mkpesa dị iche iche site n'ọnụ ọtụtụ ndị. Onye ọrụ anyị kama mgbe ya na ọtụtụ ndị ọrụ were mkparịta ụka wetara akụkọ na ha gosipụtara mwute na ya bụ nkwụsị akwụsịrị ya bụ abụba ọrụ. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka agụmakwụkwọ n'isi ala anyị ekwuola na gọọmenti isi ala anyị achọpụtala ngalaba dị iche iche na-anaghị aga nke ọma nakwa ụzọ ha ga-esi kwalite ha maka ule ndị a ga-ele n'ọdịnihu. Hadiza Godwin Ebune wetara akụkọ na nke a pụtara ihe mgbe ha na-elekọta ule Beche nke ụlọ akwụkwọ sekọndịrị nta na-ele n'isi ala anyị. Igbo gere m ntị, ebe a ka anyị pịachiri nke taa. Sonyere anyị n'ihe oge echi niile. Ndewo.
Ẹ kú kàlẹ̀ o. Ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín. Mobọ́lájí Máti ni oníròyìn. Igbákejì ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Kashim Shettima sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wípé Àbújá bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ìlànà ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú yàtọ̀ síra wọn. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Aisha Ubali ròyìn wípé igbákejì ààrẹ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà kalẹ̀ lásìkò ètò ìṣísọ lójú òpópónà márosẹ̀ lágbègbè gúúsù ìlú Àbújá tí wọ́n pè ní òpópónà márosẹ̀ Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Ó gbé òṣùbà fún aláṣẹ Wike fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí ó ń ṣe, èyí tó ń bu ẹwà kún olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè. Ọ̀pọ̀ ló sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ètò ìdáṣẹ́sílẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè tí àwọn àjọ ètò iṣẹ́ tọ̀sẹ̀ bọ̀, èyí tí wọ́n sọ wípé wọn yóò sinmi ìgbésẹ̀ náà fún ọ̀sẹ̀ kan. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Kámákámá jáde sí ìgboro láti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lórí ìpàdé àjọ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń jókòó lórí ọ̀rọ̀ owó àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ náà. Ọ̀pọ̀ sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wípé kí ìjọba gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ fún àǹfààní gbogbogbò kí ohun gbogbo gún régé. Ìpàdé náà yóò máa wáyé títí wọn yóò fi ẹnu kò. Àgbọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ l'Àbújá sọ wípé ìjọba ìlú Àbújá ti ṣe àkíyèsí àwọn ọ̀nà fún àgbéga ètò bí ó ti ń palẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìdánwò lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Hadiza Godwin Ebune ròyìn wípé ọ̀rọ̀ náà wáyé lásìkò tí àgbọ̀ ọ̀hún ṣe ètò tẹ̀léǹtẹ̀lé bí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ girama kékeré yíká ìlú Àbújá ṣe ń kọ ìdánwò ọ̀hún. Wọ́n gba àwọn ọmọ ọ̀hún nímọ̀ràn láti kọ etí ikún sí àwọn ìwà pálapàla èyí tí yóò mú tí kò bójú mu. Bákan náà, ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ ọ̀hún Nimot Ibrahim sọ ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìgbésẹ̀ tí yóò túbọ̀ ṣe àǹfààní. Kì í dùn kó pọ̀, ṣeun ni ọbẹ̀ oge. Títí ìwòye ọ̀la, ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.